Welcome. All right. Well, let's I think I'm leading today, so let's get started. um and if people join later, that's also fine. Let's just begin with our eyes open, and just really with our eyes open do a body scan. Just see where we're at and bring ourselves into this moment, into this space that we have together. And if it's comfortable for you, just slowly begin to turn your head side to side. Since some of us are just waking up, and others of us maybe have been awake for hours. And just notice how this really gentle movement feels in your body. And invite any stress, tension to release if it's willing to release. And if it's not, that's okay too. And when it feels right, you can stop and either allow your gaze to soften and be downcast, or your eyes can slowly close. And notice the darkness, or in your mind's eye, feel an inky, moonless darkness surround you. And allow it to be a gentle, loving embrace, like a weighted blanket over you. And within that darkness, invite in silence. Silence is a homecoming that also has stillness and emptiness within it. Stillness being that peace that we find within ourselves when we can quietly just allow ourselves to be, an emptiness, which is that beautiful quality of pregnancy, pregnant with all possibilities, the place where all form comes from. And now call your attention to form as it arises. It arises as the solidity beneath us in the form of a chair or a bed or the floor. And notice how it rises up to support us. And this solidity is the earth as the earth element, and the earth as our home. It's always here to support us. And the earth's gravity acts as an embrace, tethering us to the surface, keeping us safe and full. And as we feel that groundedness that the earth allows us to feel the front of our body if we're lying down, or the top of our heads if we're sitting upright, reaching towards the sky. And that vastness above us, openness, spaciousness. And we as humans sit suspended between that vastness and openness and spaciousness of the sky and the nurturing groundedness of the earth. And just sit for a moment feeling that duality that is being human, where we can live between these two realities of earth and sky. And like a tree, we can grow roots into the earth and pull up the nourishment and allow our leaves and canopy to stretch out towards the sky and soak in the sun. But now in our mind's eye, that sky above us is dark. And within it, constellations of stars begin to appear. And we can sense that these stars are like cups of care. Each of these cups can fill us up with benevolence and love. And the first constellation of care, let's invite in our benevolent ancestors. Those ancestors who, for 7 generations or more, have prayed for us, have prayed for us to be born, have prayed for us to evolve, have prayed for the uniqueness that only we can bring to this world, which can often feel so fractured. But our ancestors see us as the glue, as the mending, because they can see our full potential and they're praying for it. And along with them are our lineages, those practices and the practice holders that support us. And now we welcome in the next constellation of stars in care, which is our guides and teachers. And among them is Lama Rod, who's given us this practice, our personal teachers who are alive in this world, but also those teachers and guides who are maybe not in physical form. Maybe we only know about them through teachings, but we can feel their presence and feel them surround us and feel the goodness and the direction and the love that they also are pouring over us. And the next constellation that arises is the wisdom text. And the wisdom texts are like little lights along the pathway that we travel that provide us that inspiration and creativity. When we look at a piece of transcendent art or hear music that just fills our soul, or read a text that puts so many pieces together for us. And next, we welcome in our communities, those communities that care about us, whether they be physical communities or virtual communities like this one, or aspirational communities that only exist within our minds and hopes. Allow those communities to surround us. Almost like a forest of trees where our roots intermingle. And just like the roots of intermingled trees, or the intermingled roots of trees, they make us stronger and keep us from blowing over in the winds of the world. And then we call in ourselves as we sit upon the earth and we look up on these constellations, like when you're in a dark sky area and they feel so close. We can feel each of them connecting with us. And as we sit here, do a scan of the body and the heart and the mind and notice those areas that might need the most care. And at this point, you can set an intention that these stars, that this care will fill us up, will help us be resourced for the rest of the day, for the rest of the week and month. for the rest of our lives, and feel that care pouring into those areas that most need it, filling up our cells, filling up our hearts, and filling up our minds. Let's sit for a moment in silence and feel that care that is radiating towards us. It may be a physical feeling. It may be just an aspiration, and we may not feel it at all, but perhaps we can have the faith to believe that it is happening, whether we can feel it and whether we know it or not. And we need to remember we're doing this to fill ourselves up, to fill ourselves up with resources and care to allow us to go out in the world as whole beings and share our gifts. And sometimes it's very difficult to feel full and not depleted. And in that case, it's fine to just sit here and continue to take in this caring energy that you've generated from your particular guides and wisdom and communities and those ancestors that work so hard for us and the earth in silence. Just continue to accept the care that they're offering you. And if and when you feel fullness and perhaps an overflowing, then you can offer those gifts of care to places that in this world that feel depleted to you, that are depleted. Knowing that our first job is to fill ourselves up, because that's the place where non-harming takes place. And only then, when we feel full, do we begin to offer the overflow. And the stars begin to swirl around us and dissolve into light itself. As a wave, it enters our body, right into our heart center, where it's always accessible to us. And we begin to feel the solidity of the chair beneath us, or whatever surface we're on. We begin to feel the weight of our body, maybe our hands where they're touching our body. And as you're ready, you can begin gentle movements and open your eyes and begin to take in the room. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. Mm. And feel a sense of gratitude for getting up this morning and taking this in and making the time for it. Many blessings. And thank you for your practice.
Thank you so much, Ellen. Really appreciate it.
Really appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
It's beautiful.
See you. Have a good
Be
day.
well, everyone.
Bye
Thank
bye,
you.
everyone. See you next week.
Bye. Yeah, sounds good.